The Alchemist Lab back again. Thank you for everybody that subscribed to the website, man. It really helped out. It really did. And also, and I don't want to give that little thing here, man, because I already did a video on it, and basically me talking about this, me doing this full time and everything. And it's still going to be full time while I'm doing other things. But man, when I made that video, man, oh man, y'all, I mean, most of y'all already know. You already know, man. Especially the ones that been with me for a long time, the real ones, not those other people. But yeah, that the people that subscribe to the website, like the videos, enjoy what I do, like actually really, you know. And even, you know, you're gonna get the full lesson of this. And shout out to big shout out to Bruja Mystica. She's been sharing my Patreon and everything else on the website and everything. Shout out to her, man. You know, she also has a Patreon too. So shout out to her. She's been a wonderful person on my Patreon and the website. So yeah, shout out to her. And but yeah, we're gonna be talking about angels in this. And what is an angel really besides what you see? Matter of fact, I'm just gonna get this thing going here because you know those you already know. I like the matter of fact, I can explain that here because matter of fact, we're gonna get into that because it's the burning of herbs and incense and stuff. I just got a little bit of pipe tobacco I like to smoke sometimes, and you know, just to use for the video. But gonna get into angels, what they really are. Just start falling over there. Gonna get into angels, what they really are, how. Clean up and shit. But oh, that wasn't. No, it wasn't. But I'm gonna teach y'all how to use actually, right? Like really, because look, when I say this, that I know this, and I've had experiences with this, and even when I show y'all the power of this shit. I show y'all. Although they're gonna say, bro, I don't like saying bro, but my guy, my people. When I make those videos exposing some of these people, it ain't, like I say, it ain't for you. It's using this. Like, like for the real ones, like I say, that's why I shout out real ones, man. Because y'all see, like, damn, bro. Like, yeah, this works. But let me break this down before I get into the actual lesson here. And I've said this in other videos because we still talking about thaumaturgy, Qabbalistic magic, and other things, right? So, but here's the thing: if this is a new thing to you, and I will be posting some things on the website and other places, YouTube, of course, and other platforms about this topic or whatever. But what an angel is not what you've been taught. Especially if you are in the New Age community. If you're in the whatever side of the New Age community you are, the Black conscious community, or you're over there with weird white people. But it's all, but really these days it's all the same. But they're all guided by the spirit of false prophecy. So, and the spirit of the agent spirit, the false prophet spirit, the beta male spirit, the Jezebel spirit, you know, all those, basically all the spirits that's basically evil in the world, but they pretend to you that they're angels or they're in contact with angels. But let me break it down now. Put some of that love in my body, that water. But, you know, and some of this good old natural backer. But angels are not what they teach you. Angels are actually stars. Angels of light, angels of light. That's how they appear in the sky. And literally right now a false prophet with he's wearing even and I say that because even if that's a person who might not even agree with this, but hey, I agree with what she did before because think about it, and this still all ties in because you got I'm trying to set I'm not even trying, I am setting myself apart from those, and every time I do one of these set myself because this is very important. And like I said in other videos, which is what I was going to say, but I forgot. You have to already be holy and set apart to be doing this. Okay. Just imagine a Muslim eating pork chops. All like, okay, they pray sundown, right? Okay. From sun up to sundown, this mug is eating pork chops, bacon, all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Then he goes to a mosque to pray. You actually think that's going to work for him? Even with this, that's why I tell y'all to stay away from certain people that pretend to do this. Because just like I say, bro, I say this all the time, yo. I say this all the time. There's something else in higher planes always watching. Angels are in higher planes. Although there's different sections of angels, which is what we're going to get into here. They're always watching. So if you on some fucked up ass shit and you try, because I've shown y'all the people, bruh. I show y'all people. I show y'all, bruh. Despite them saying, oh, you ain't got nothing, so what are they going to do to you? You ain't got nothing. You do I do it for the people that see. I practice this. I know this. I do this. I carry this light around everywhere I go. Literally today, somebody looked at me. In the intro of this, I'm gonna, because this is the hard copy, and I like to do the hard copy first, but still it all ties in. Like today, I was somewhere and this lady's, just talking to this lady, and she just, she was like, I like your smile. You got a good soul. And that's not just because of this, but because I actually do have a good soul. And when you actually do have a good soul, and you're not a cock ass, and you're not a shitty person, you can actually do this. It just comes to you naturally. That's how you, for real. Like, how do y'all think? I'm like I said, I'm showing y'all. I'm literally leading by example, doing this by example. These other people, they're not doing this by example. They're trying to literally sell you something. Of course, I have like I'm doing a course right now. See what I'm saying? But once again, I'm not one of those scumbaggy people that's pretending to do content creation and like the Dreamwise cuck dude on his Patreon. You're sitting there watching Netflix and him decoding movies. You're not paying me to do that. See what I'm saying? You're paying me if you get on my website for actual real deal gnosis, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that's going to this is about transform you. You see what I'm saying? So going back to what I was saying, that's how me personally, I'm able to tag. Now, this is no ego, no. As a matter of fact, going into that, you have to be humble when you practice this. And being humble doesn't mean being so-called nice. No, you don't be a cock ass to everybody. No, you see what I'm saying? And also, angels are not, some of them anyways, are not, oh, peace and love. You think, okay, Archangel Michael is not an angel of peace. Archangel Michael is an angel of war. Archangel Michael is here to kick ass. Archangel Michael is not here to cut cords from shitty little boyfriends, from a shitty little girlfriend. Problems. When the Most High Yahuwah tells Archangel Michael to slay the evil on this earth, that's the time when he's going to swing his sword. Get out of here. Not to y'all that want to learn. Y'all want to learn, some you stay. But to y'all that's holding on to that, don't get out of here. The different hierarchy of angels are so you can see here, angelic class. It is ranked by 10. Once again, the Qabbalah tree of life has 10 Sephirot. Each one of these Sephirot are depicted like this. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. You gonna show it? No? Okay, here we go. So I showed this last time in another video. So this right here is the Qabbalah tree of life. And yeah, the microphones are going. And each one of these angels, these class of angels, are depicted in this. So the hierarchy of angels. So the Shayot HaKadosh, something holy. So the living creatures. So this is what Ezekiel saw, and we were getting into that as well too. The vision of the Merkava, which is the chapter 12 in this book. This is going to be a long one, but let me tell y'all, it's going to be a long one. It might this one might go on 2 hours, maybe an hour 20, but it's going to be a kind of a long one, man. And yeah, this is going to be a good one too. But go back to all of the other lectures that I did. If you're on my website, if you're not on my website, go there, because you will be amazed. And shout out to people that actually do this stuff, bro. That because I don't go on my because it amazes me that, you know, and that's why I like having a small YouTube channel, because and to show people that YouTube fame is dead. I'm not trying to be no YouTube. Of course I'm not trying to be YouTube famous. Fuck all that shit, brother. What the fuck? But I'm not one of these douchebags that do the thumbnails. This sick shit, this dumbass shit. But anyways, just get motherfuckers to click on it. Well, dumbass people to click on this shit. But people on WordPress, like through the website, like through other blogs, who make other blogs and be commenting on this stuff and be like, yo, that's so amazing. They actually do the work, because this stuff is it even charging? How is it not? Am I connected? That's weird. But yeah, y'all, let me go and get into this. So the Shayot HaKadosh is something holy. I don't know what Shayot means. It may mean wheel. Does Shayot mean wheel? Or Hayot are class of beings, living beings. Oh, living creatures. So the living holy creatures. And there's I'm gonna do another video on this too. There's a PDF I read by this guy named Enoch something. I think him and his wife made it. And he mentioned something in there called the astrobiological nature of the universe. And that was when I first got that piece of the puzzle of what I've always been looking for, but I just couldn't get it. It was just something that I needed to show, that all this stuff happened in a certain way. But it was mud fossils. You know what I mean? The only thing I had to do was trip balls with one of my friends and listen to a fucking dubstep set, and for him to say, oh, it's called mud fossils, for that to change my whole shit. But it's talking about the living astrological, biological nature of the universe. And of course, he was talking about the vision of the Merkava and all that type of stuff. You know, he's Hebrew. He does he practiced the Hebraic religion. So I was like, the living Elohim. Oh, so throughout the Bible, that's what it means when it says he is the living Elohim. He's actually alive. It's actual biological. He's actually alive. The living Elohim, the Shayot. And back in the days when they said something, they meant it. If a word says something, especially in something like this, a hieroglyphic language, it means that. There's no metaphor. It is that. The living Elohim, that they're alive. They're biological. Carbon. And they also can do spiritual shit. But hold on, let me get this right. Cause this junk, I'm gonna leave for a minute and come back. People are gonna be back now. Don't worry. People are gonna be back. Don't worry, people came back real quick, you know. But anyways, but yeah, that's it. And all this, man, like for real, bro, for real, yo, for real. All this is tied into all the other lectures that I've done, And like I said, it amazes me to see people, because I don't really get that too much. But now, lately, I've been getting that. Let me take this damn shit off here. Lately, I've been getting that. And, you know, people commenting on different things. Because I don't really do social media too much, man. Social media, like I said, all this shit's dying. It's dead. Especially when it comes to business, like real business and actually doing something and teaching people. And I said, social media is fucking dead. You know. Especially in, well, I'm not in the niche of spirituality. I'm not in no spirit. I'm not, you know, this is the Alchemist Lab. Okay. I am a man on a spiritual journey. As you can tell, I ain't part of no clique. I ain't part of no government agency. I don't promote government agencies. Matter of fact, I hate government agencies. You know what I'm saying? I don't, you know, I ain't scripted in no type of way. Somebody handed me a script, or I'm following a script to get paid or do all. This is real, true spiritual work, and I'm glad people see that junk and actually do these things and be like, yo, like the one on crystal magic. Somebody said, yo, I knew the new age way wasn't the way, and I mentioned that documentary. They watched that documentary that old guy did, watched my video, did the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm glad this is actually helping people, man. You know, shout out to y'all. But yeah, anyway, I want to get sidetracked on that. But it all ties into what I'm saying, because we having realizations right now as I'm teaching you guys. The living Elohim, the holy set apart ones. So Shayot HaKadosh is the Keter, the crown, the living ones. They and I know, like, you know, this is related to the Yggdrasil tree of life, and you know how they, you know, in a Nordic culture they go to these different worlds, and there's literally like living beings living there. Well, it's the same shit here. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Midgar is just Malkuth. You know, it's very interesting to think about. You know what I mean? But we're gonna get it. We don't want to stay too long on that. So, and then the next one is Ophanim. See, it's all in Ezekiel, the vision of the Merkava. So what Ezekiel saw was this. Matter of fact, we can get into that later. I want to stay on this, but we're gonna get, you know, this is the hierarchy of angels. This is the next is the Ophanim. So that is Keter. Oops. I mean Hokmah. The next Bina. So Bina would be the Eralim, the Hashmalim, the Seraphim. Yeah, I ain't gonna keep going back and forth to this. Y'all get what I'm saying. But Malakim, the Elohim, the Bini Elohim, the Cherubim, and the Ishim. But you can look up all these things and what they are. Matter of fact, we're gonna do that now, since we're getting into this. So the Shayot HaKadosh is what? The living creatures or living beings. So I wonder, like, are they, so in there, so as above, so below, so I wonder, like, okay, down here, we're physical. And I wonder if up here, they're in the spiritual realm, but they're physical too, but they can exist, their physicality, they can exist up here. Maybe that's what it means when it had the new body, you know? There's a picture, there's this guy named Understanding Cosmology. He talks about all this stuff, but he likes the medieval period, and he likes to show these photos. And I was like, I was looking at some photos too one day, just basically inspired off of that, and I saw the medieval period got some funny paintings. Is this woman? It's like she's a teacher, and she's like walking these children in a valley or something, and they're lined up, but she has a fucking sword in her neck, and there's like blood coming out, and she's smiling, and the children are just walking, and she's just walking as well. And I'm just like, what the fuck? You know, maybe, I don't know, maybe back then some people was maybe that's the immortal, their new body or something. They could just, I don't fucking know. It's just weird, some of those pictures. But or they just got crazy ass imaginations. But that's just a little thing. But that's the living beings, the heavenly beings in Jewish mythology. They are described in the prophet Ezekiel. and the Merkaba, which we're going to get into later. The 4 living creatures. So the 4 living creatures, that is, it's different from the Seraphim. It says Revelation 4 living beings, and the 4 living beings are related to the lesser pentagram ritual. So going to these pictures, man, like I say, these pictures, dude, what I used to draw back then was crazy. Like this, what is this? Is this, that's why I say, like, that alien shit, like, okay, this is a UFO. But do you see a hard drive computer with beep bloop bloop blop, little gray nigger in that junk, little green motherfucker in that junk, man? Like, or some fucking, you know, some blue-eyed, white hair, blonde-haired Pleiadian, or some fucking dark-skinned Syrian chicken-eating fucking grape, and I'm just being ignorant now, the grapefruit juice drinking nappy head motherfucking, they know you don't see that. So that starseed shit in our junk, man, like no. Like I said, it's Dungeons and Dragons, man, instead of Star Trek. I love Star Trek, but Dungeons and Dragons, bro, that was the past. But yeah, let's look at another one. Seraphim. So Seraphim, the Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail, the winged serpent, and it had eyes all over it. What the hell? But they're connected to each other. Some rings within rings. It reminds me of the Helicot, the symbol of the Hekalot, which we're gonna get into another one. There's another picture of him, dude sitting on a throne. Once again, living Elohim, the Most High, El Elyon, the biggest living being in reality, the Most High, the most tallest, the biggest one. He shall slay the dragon in the sea with his great and mighty sword. And what Roger from Mud Fossils, shout out to Roger from Mud Fossils University. He showed that jump. So there you go. Yeah, the living Elohim. That's great. That's some wild shit, yo. But anyways, yeah, we're learning as we're going. That's how you know I'm actually teaching y'all. So because we're learning as we're going. Once again, ain't nobody else gonna do this. People like Nazir Ra is going to sell you a little pussy ass, punk ass, blasphemous ass, Archangel Hanael bath. So you can, okay, oh yes, so in your blasphemy and your uncleanliness, you can clean your ass, okay? Physically clean your ass while you be spiritually unclean, okay? Wow. But anyways, see, like I told you, we set apart over here, man. We not, nah. Okay. So yeah, so I think that's the last picture. Was it? Yep. So the last picture. I want to show some pictures of that. Here's another one. The 4 beings. This is, I think this is in might be in an Orthodox church. It looks like. Yeah. It looks very Easternish, like Eastern Europeanish, I should say. So, but it could be Italian or Greek. I don't know. But yeah. So that's the living beings, the living creatures. That's interesting. The living creatures. Wow. So for something to be alive, it has to have biology, bio, life, living. That's very interesting. Tetramorph. It's called a tetramorph. The symbolic depiction of the 4 living being creatures in religious art is called a tetramorph. Whoa. A tetramorph. That's pretty cool. A tetramorph is a symbolic arrangement of 4 different elements, or the combination of 4 disparate elements of one unit. So it's a tetramorph. The way they depict angels, man, in Hollywood and in movies, bro, that is not how they look. If you actually saw an angel, you would actually think it's a demon. You like, think about it. If some shit like this came down and said, "What's up, bro?" You'd be like, "Help me, Jesus! Help me, Jesus!" And Jesus ain't gonna help your ass. Matter of fact, he might be like, "Who that?" I don't know Jesus. Who's Jesus? I don't know no Jesus. Oh, you talking about that satanic ass motherfucker Jesus? Oh, I know Yahusha though. I don't know no Jesus. Anyways, so what's the next one? Let's go to the next one. The next one. Oops, I didn't mean to do that, y'all. The next one. It's living creatures. So, oops. So let's go back to our hierarchy. Angels, hierarchy. Angels in medieval arts. No, angels hierarchy. High angels. High angels. And high. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Ophanim. What are Ophanim? So the Ophanim are wheels. So they're wheels. They're just literally fucking wheels. Or for all my people that know Hebrew, y'all get that joke, that corny ass joke. Or, which is or, means aura, or light. Or chakra, wheel, ophanim. Same thing in a different language. Chakra means wheel. But chakra, but once again, doing my chakra work. So disrespectful to the Hindu culture. Doing my chakra work. Doing my chakra work while I decode movies on Netflix. Doing my chakra work while I be a gang stalker, blasphemous fucker. My chakra work. So the Ophanim is that wheels within wheels. Ophanim, wheels of light. Chakra, once again, it is chakras, wheels of light. Not just chakras, but in that language, chakras. But see, here's the thing. This is how I was taught. This is different. See, I'm giving you. This is okay. A Ophanim is not a chakra. See what I'm saying? But there's no buts. Ophanim is not a chakra. It's a likeness of a chakra. Once again, biomes, reality, physical reality, Malkuth, biome spheres. A tiger different cats look different all over the world. Panther is in this type of the world, in this section of the world. Lions in this section of the world. Then you got different type of lions. You got Indian lions. You got African lions. You see what I'm saying? You got Chinese tigers. You got this type of tiger. You get what I'm saying? Even in mythology, Eastern dragons look different than Western dragons. Even in the West, a wyvern looks different than a worm dragon. You get what I'm saying? So, chakra is the likeness of an ophanim. You get what I'm saying? But a chakra isn't an ophanim. You get it? Because some people, because these dumb, it's like, once again, y'all need to stay away from that new age community, bro, and some of these fake false prophet people. The goddess Oshun is just Freya in the Viking culture. They love to say this. They stole it. They didn't steal it. They're experiencing the same thing in reality, but calling it something else. They're looking at a tree. See, a tree is the great. That's why a tree is a great analogy of the divine. A tree. That's why the Qabbalah tree of life, your Yggdrasil tree of life. A tree knows a tree is the most holiest thing on this planet. You know why? They're always praising the Most High. They're always going upward. They're always focused. Even no matter how things sway, they sway along with it. They go up. They're always praising the Most High. They're always giving life. They're giving air, the spirit. They give you life. Tree, Qabbalah tree of life, tree. See what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said, man, y'all need to stay away from them motherfuckers, man. Fuck with your boy. Fuck with your boy. Fuck with your boy. I mean, fuck with the man. Ain't no boy, but for the man, man. You know what I'm saying? No, come on, man. The Ophanim. It says right here they are. I'm just gonna skip around because I don't feel like reading. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about. These wheels have been associated with Daniel 7 and 9. I'm just going until I see something interesting. Ophim in Judaism. In prayer, the Kedusha section of the morning prayer and the blessing, the recitation of the Shema includes the phrase, the Ophim and the holy living creatures with great uproar raise themselves up, facing the Seraphim. They offer praise, saying, "Blessed be Elohim's glory from his place." The inspiration behind this particular passage, Ezekiel El Adon prayer, the Shayot Okay, so it's a prayer to that. So it's got. I just want to show y'all different stuff. But what this is reminding me of, like learning all, like teaching all this and learning all this. Anybody ever seen this anime? I'm gonna just go ahead and look it up. Let's go ahead and look it up. This anime right here. And shout out to Matt Walsh, who says anime is evil, but it's not. So shout out to him and his Unreal Engine 5 created beard. Hopefully he feeds his beard so it doesn't eat him alive. But anyways, I just want to say that. That's just a little funny joke. But the reason why I say that, because people say, oh, it's like him, his anime is evil and all that shit, man. It's just copying mythology from the Bible, like this anime. Neon Genesis Evangelion. This, and basically it's like these bioorganic beings who they're fighting these fallen angels, but this kid, he has to get inside of it like Gundams and shit, but it's just bioorganic beings and stuff. But it reminded me of like all this reading is Voltron. Something came to mind about Voltron. All these beings, the living ones, coming together to create one giant holy being. Maybe that's what this is representing, and all this shit, creating a life on Earth, all that coming together as one. Ketcher is 1, Malkuth is 10. Yeah, I get what I'm saying. But yeah, Seraphim, fiery serpent, fiery winged serpent ones, fiery ones, fiery flying serpent, like it says here, like Moses had on the pole. Phoenixes do have that look too, like they have some reptiloid features. But those of you that's programmed by David Icke and other stuff, you're going to think that the Seraphim are evil beings, but they're not. Yeah, it's a flying serpent. That's a seraph. It's defeated. So that's the Malachim, the messenger angels, messenger. They have, like I said in this book, one thing to do: message. They send messages, messenger angels. Okay. And you have, and yes, we're going to get into how to summon these things, but you have to know you have to know what it is. You can't be, okay, like you want to be a street racer, you got to know your car, okay? You got to know your car. You got to know how to drive the car. Not just know how to drive the car, you got to know the car, okay? So, Elohim. If you dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. In order to dodge a ball, you got to be able to dodge a wrench. So, Elohim. The Elohim, basically, plural, multiple godhood, godhood, or godhood, gods. So just gods or elves. I would put me, like, this is just me. I haven't gotten any like sign godly beings. See, God, Elohim, godly beings. Now, I'm not saying that every god from every fucking culture is a godly being. See what I'm saying? Like, okay, I know I did the video on Abraham and I showed that shit. Like, okay, something like this is a godly being. See what I'm saying? Like, what I learned from the Nephilim clown shit, anything that had that smiling face, weird stuff, it got killed by, even in this culture, by these things, by these guys. See what I'm saying? Black Myth Wukong just came out. That's a very inspirational mythology too. The Monkey King. Like, just to give an analogy on that, he basically, how do I put it? He had to, like, in order for him to become a deity, he had to be humbled by God. Basically, if you read the story, I don't want to get into it. They call him the fighting Buddha, or a fighting Buddha, but a Buddha is not a person. Well, a Buddha can't. Well, let's say this: a Buddha can be a person. Buddha isn't a person. Matter of fact, Buddhism shouldn't even be called a religion, really. But Buddha is just a person. But a Buddha can be. Yahusha can be considered a Buddha. Buddha just means Mashiach. Once again, we're just talking about different language. But according to Elohim, you know, this is just, I haven't gotten any like real like documentation on this, but Elohim, like, you know, you see Japanese culture, you got these clown figures, look like they're trying to like get to her, and she's like saying fuck off or something. I don't know what this is, but you know, I noticed these guys are always, not always, some of them are bad. And, you know, I'm not too versed in Shintoism or nothing like that. Yoruba, Shinto, Greco-Roman, Inca, Elohim, deity, whatever. All that stuff is shown in that within the Wikipedia page anyways. Beni Elohim, the sons of God, the sons of Elohim. Beni Elohim, sons of God. In the Bible, in Enoch, in the first text, not the first text, well, it's basically, technically it is the first text, but Bereshith, Genesis, it talks about the men of renown became some of the Nephilim. And sometimes some people, you know, I don't even know if it's right or wrong. Like me, I don't know. Some people try to make, you know, Hercules to be and Perseus to be the men of renown. But they could have been like Achilles and all, you know, all that stuff. They could have been. But who are the sons of Elohim? Who are the Beni Elohim? The sons of Elohim. So you have, wait a minute. You have in the thing, you have in the chart, you have Elohim, and you have the sons of Elohim. So the sons of the godly beings. Okay. So Elohim is just the sons and daughters of the godly beings. Because when it says sons in the Bible, see, that's why I don't like modern day feminism and everything. It takes things away from stuff. You know what I mean? Like obsessed fake tarot card reader shouted, she gonna say, women just get so much flack in the Bible. Then Yahusha went through 40 days and 40 nights fasting in the desert, stabbed in the damn rib, hung up on a fucking cross. Well, it was an X, but hung up on that shit. Spat on, had to carry the shit. But only a dummy ass Jezebel bitch would say women get so much flack in the Bible because Eve ate an apple, and she says no, it's both of their faults, Adam and Eve. They both partook, bitch. The fuck? The fall of man, humanity, bitch. Anyways, it says the fall of man because the man did fall. The man, Adam, was a bitch for not saying, hey, bitch, put that shit back. Yeah, so it is the fall of man. Women get so much flack in the Bible. Shut up. Why do you think motherfuckers call evil women Jezebel? Because what do you think Jezebel did? She had the prophets of the Most High killed. And she was a traitorous bitch. And what do you do to a bitch like that? Throw her to the dogs. They threw that dog out the window. They threw that bitch out the window, and the dogs ate that hoe. They threw that bitch out the window. The dog ate the bitch. And women and men in Yashar in Israel was praising the Most High that bitch was dead. Not just men, women too. The Sibyls. So yeah, Beni Elohim, sons of Elohim. So when it says sons, so that whole rant was about this. Once again, still tied in. Sons of Elohim, Beni Elohim means daughters too, bruh. Son, you to give birth to something. You give to when a woman, the womb, the darkness, giving birth, it come to light. Literally, a child is in the womb in the darkness. It comes out to the light. It's just to see the sun. Whether it's male or female. You got Job in the Bible. Women get so much flack. Got Job going through all this shit. The fuck out of here, man. And this is a little side tangent, but a Jezebel bitch don't even know the Bible or anything that's not outside of the Bible. The Apocrypha, Yehudith. Yehudith was a woman who saved Israel with a sword. She cut off the fucking general head of the army. But a Jezebel, fat ass, dumb ass, obsessed ass, stalking ass, silly ass, Nephilim clown tattoo wearing ass bitch doesn't know that shit. But anyways, that's the Beni Elohim, then the cherubim and the Ishim. So the cherubim is this. I don't know why did they depict cherubim as fat little kids flying around. That's not a cherubim. So let's see what a cherub is. A cherub are the one of the unearthly beings in the Abrahamic religions. The numerous depictions of the cherubim assigned to them many different roles, such as protecting the entrance of the Garden of Eden. That's what the cherubim do. So I doubt a fat ass little chubby ass little. So this is what Cupid. They try to say Cupid is a cherub. This is what cherubs look like. This is not a cherub. Ew. Hey, what the fuck? That's what I'm about to say. It's some gay shit. That's exactly what I was about to fucking say. I'm like, Cupid ain't that some gay shit. Cupid, that's some Roman gay shit. Cupid. They like little boys and shit. Look at that shit. They like little boys. So they took the likeness of the angels. Now, this is some shit where they did take now. They took the likeness of the angels and made it some decrepit shit. You know what I mean? A cherub. But this is an actual depiction of it. So see, the medieval motherfuckers know what they talking about. But the other shit, little fat ass little boy with a bow and arrow. Get the fuck on some way. But that's what that that's what they say a cherub is. That's what a cherub is. So I doubt a fat ass little boy with some curly hair with a bow and arrow can protect the entrance to the Garden of Eden. Oh man. But anyways, that's what a cherub is. Well, is not. What a cherub is this was talking about in here. This is what a cherub, a tetramorph cherub. A tetramorph cherub, but this is a cherub. So the Ishim, man-like beings. This is the Ishim. So the Ishim men in plural. So Ishim are the lowest tier of angels in the cosmology of these rights. Excuse me, y'all. Maimonides are the angels which speak with the prophets and appear to them in visions. They are called men because their tier is almost within reach of the humankind. The Ishim later appear in the Zohar. So yeah, the Ishim are like angels, but the lowest tier of angel. They're man-like. So Malakuth. So when an angel from look at it like this. So Yahusha is this. This is why Yahusha says he's the Aleph Tav. The Aleph Tav. Yahusha is one of these. Or what you call Jesus is one of these. Shayot HaKadosh. The living holy ones. The living, the biological, the living, set apart ones, the living holy ones. So Yahusha, or what you call Jesus, is a Ishim. But here's the thing. When they come here, they become Ishim, a part of that. Really, when they come, really, the living ones, the holy living ones up here in Keter, when they come down, they embody all this. That's what I was talking about. The Voltron, Neon Genesis Evangelon shit. You know what I mean? They all come together. That's why he is called the Holy One. The Holy One, literally, Keter, 1, Yod, 10, 1 plus 0 is 1, Malkuth, 10, 0, 1, 1. So, the living one, Aleph Tav. So, let's see. Aleph Tav. That's that. So become Ishim when they come to Malkuth. Just like when Sodom and Gomorrah was going to get destroyed, he said they appeared to them as men. See what I'm saying? But they was from a higher realm. So when they come here, they appear as men. They're like with dragons, you know? Like this. See, some Yod-Hey, Vav-Hey, dragon. You know, evidence that Yahuwah is a dragon. You know, some stuff is up here. Some of the stuff is just, some of it's wrong, but some of it's like, if it's going outside of all this other stuff, is, you know. But Yahuwah, the dragon, shapeshift, all that shit, turn to a man, come here. I also think that when they come from the highest realm, if they want to come as like a dragon, they can do that. They can just say, okay, we're going to come to Earth as a dragon. I'm going to go to this sphere, to this world, embody that, and just go there as that. Because if you are, I ain't going to say that. That's another thing. I'm going to keep going on and on. But that's just a little thing. But now we're going to talk about, that's for the saints. We'll do a video on the saints later. I'm going to talk about the Merkava. You know what? We're going to say the Merkava for another video. This chapter for another video. I think I pretty much did justice with that. You know? Yeah. I did pretty much justice with that. I'm going to do a reading on this on the video, but I just wanted to teach on that. But now here goes the boom. Here goes the boom. I already showed y'all how to do these things with the celestial, where is it? The celestial alphabet, the angelic celestial alphabet. But what you learned today, you see what I'm saying? Tie this in with this and the other ones. See what I'm saying? But we're going to get into this book, 72 Angels of Magic, for just a little bit, not too much. We already, like I said, it's going to be probably an hour 20 of this one. So there's 72 Angels of Magic. Already read some of the stuff out of this book, but the power of angels, the 72 Angels of Magic. When you contact the angels listed in this book, you will have the power to dominate success and fortune, obtain what you wish, protect yourself, and stop enemies. Know that all too well. Told y'all. But hey, you have to be a holy and set apart person to begin with. These angels can be contacted easily, instructed directly, and will gladly fulfill your desires. Summoning angels is said to be difficult, but there is a system that makes contact easy. And it's talking about what's going on in this book, you know. Just give you an example. Oh, this is perfect. I just turn right to it. The powers of Leviah. So this is Leviah, And once again, all these symbols. So anybody else that's telling y'all to use these different symbols and they ain't telling you to work with the Most High or to set apart angels, they wrong. They're totally wrong, and they're totally blasphemous. And you sending yourself into a world of hell, cursing yourself, destroying yourself. Like priestess Aset, well, so-called priestess, so-called Aset, so-called Amun-Ra. Want to know why she's waving dildo in video? They're laughing at her. Let me give you an example. I'm going to show y'all this and I'm going to go. They're laughing at her. This lady right here. This lady right here. They're laughing at her. Like, so she pretends to work with the greater keys of Solomon, and she does this wolf ticket shit. We can fuck people up out here with magic and this and that. That's not what this is about. And Anne in the king, and also she's a Jezebel man hater. Everything is always the mother this, the mother that, and can't have a mother without the father, can't have a son or a daughter without a father. But yes, so yeah, and she gives false prophecies on the Holy Spirit, saying that men are going to die on the planet, being killed by this big lady in the sky, which doesn't exist, but that's based off of her false prophecy. That's her. And the reason why I say they're laughing at her is because of this. Look at this. Belial. So Belial, see, look at this. These are people you need to stay away from when it comes to this work. These pretend ass, occultic, dumb people. A person who calls himself a necromancer and has never raised the fucking dead. You know damn well this person has never literally raised the dead. But she calls necromancy ancestor work. That's totally different. Such a blasphemer. But working with the demon Belial. Belial is about truth. Belial realized working with King Solomon a lot of things. See what I'm saying? And Belial is laughing at her, waved at dildo and Hecate. See what I'm saying? These beings make them do shit to laugh at them. Solomon Keys of Mercury and Mars. She's telling you how to use this shit wrong as hell. Wrong as hell. Wrong as fuck. This is wrong and blasphemous as fuck. And Belial, the demon Belial, and Hecate, and everything else she pretends to work with is laughing at her. This is no lie. This is why I tell y'all truthfully how to do things. Now, that y'all learned all that today, I'm going to end it right here, man. I don't want to make these different things too long. Hopefully you guys got something out of this. You know what I mean? I ain't no hope, man. Fuck that. I know y'all got something out of this, yo. Because I got something out of it. For sure. I enjoyed I did this because I learned a lot. I didn't think I was going to learn something on this junk. But when you teach, when you really truly teach, and you're not doing what I showed you they doing, yeah. But as always, see you in space.